8.5. What station are you listening to? Today's Hot New Country, B105.7. And it wasn't... See, when I take something from a radio station like that, it's not even really that I took it from them. I'll tell you exactly how it got to be. So, okay. Let's jump 2 years. 2005. 2005, yeah, right. 1995. I'm 14 years old. My birthday is February 24. I think I wrote some commercials. I don't know. I was just goofing around, trying to write some commercials. I think I wrote one for Heritage Bowling Center, which is now the Sports Arena. And I wrote it. My dad had a surprise for me on my 14th birthday. Cool. Awesome. I don't know. So we go to my surprise. Where do we go? Nowhere but 27 State Street in Bangor, Maine. We went to what was now Real Country 97.1, but turned into what was, man, the station that got me to want to be in radio. Now, the reason that he did that, when it turned into Country 97.1, WYOU, I actually made friends with Neil Orrin. And I really did. And as a matter of fact, I would listen to both stations. And, you know, he didn't understand. He was just like, why don't you listen to us? And, like, I guess it's severely offensive when you tell a DJ that you listen to the other station. So that's why to make it clear, I don't listen to one particular station. I do, but the reason I do is so I can, because this particular station helps me with my format. I actually called Neil Orrin when the other station, Q106.5, was giving away Steve Wariner tickets. Because I asked my dad, hey, Dad, can we go see Steve Wariner? Tickets are only $18. No. All right. I might have bugged a little bit, but no, that's all right. You know, my father does a lot for me. Still to this day. Did a lot for me as a kid. So, whatever. It is what it is. But, of course, if I won tickets, he would take me. Because he didn't have to pay anything. So, Bob DeShane said, oh, listen, every morning or whenever, be the 12th caller and you're going to win tickets to go see Steve Wariner. And I was like, all right. I even called Neil Warren. I was like, hey, I'm listening to Q106.5 because they're giving away Steve Wariner tickets. And he was offended, and I feel bad now, really thinking about it. I mean, he was really, I would even call him. I mean, because when I make somebody mad, I'm just like, I don't know. When I hurt their feelings as a kid, I don't want to do that, especially a radio person. I'm sorry, man. Listen, he was like, look, man, I'm busy right now, or whatever, and I don't know. I think I might have really made him mad. So anyway, jump to my birthday, February 24, 1995. Dad and I go to the surprise. Like I said, we go to Real Country 97.1. And not only did I make friends with Neil Orrin, but when that station got on the air, I would actually also call my buddy DJ McCoy. He worked in the mornings. As a matter of fact, he and Neil were those two guys in the morning. And I think that is the best radio slogan I've ever heard in my entire life. As a matter of fact, if I ever had the chance to hire those two on my station, I would want them to bring back those two guys in the morning. I believe Neil is out of state. They're both out of state, actually. But again, thank you for what you've done. And actually, what they did, they made me some liners, some jingles. lead jingle on there. No Talk Triple Play jingle. Awesome. So they did that and whatnot. And they did a few. DJ does he has some great one-liner voices that he does. He did Farley from Searsport. And he also did Grandma. So again, I don't think, I used to call DJ and I was like, hey, I know how you can get Farley to pronounce your real name. I told him, I think this was not knowing that it's DJ. So, did that and, I don't know, made the liner tape and I actually, it's funny, on the tape, you can hear Neil getting upset with me. Getting frustrated is probably a better word. We do the No Talk Triple Play jingle. Which, No Talk Triple Play, DJ added with Derek Michaud on 105.7 WBOS. And then the end of their jingle always says FM. So after that plays, I don't know anything. Like I said, I'm 14 years old. I don't know anything about what radio stations have and don't have. In my head, I'm thinking they have a program that they could actually write whatever the jingles wants it to say, and it says it. So Neil's getting upset. He's just getting frustrated. And I told my dad, like, a few years later, I was like, oh, by the way, the reason that happened the way it did, because I was just trying to see how far they could go. I wasn't trying to be like, no, I don't like this or anything like that. I was just trying to see how far they could go. So that goes down, and I'm 14 years old. Let's jump to Christmas. We're going away Christmas. So we're opening our presents on December 23rd of that year. Now, there's this certain thing called a mixing board that I think my dad told me about, or whatever the case might be. And I was given the inkling of I was going to get one at some point in my life. So Christmas of 1995, or let's be technical and say December 23rd of 1995. Hey, Dad, did I get my mixing board? And he says, and I get it now. You're going to open it backwards. And you tell a kid he's going to open a Christmas present backwards? What the heck does that mean? What? Okay, whatever. So what that basically means is, back in, obviously today I don't need that. I don't need it because everything that you hear on B105.7 is through the computer. So, I mean, I've tried to make videos, but I'll be honest with you, I have a face for radio. Let's just leave it at that. I really do. Because radio, you don't have to show your face. You just got to show your voice. So what that basically meant at that time was, what you needed at that time was 2 CD players, a tape deck, and your board. What did I open first? I think I opened the tape deck first. I think. Now, I'm not opening this consecutively. I'm not opening the tape deck, the CD player, the mixing board. And then boom, bada bang, there's my mixing board. Dad, hook it up for me, please. I'm opening one, then I'm opening something else, and then I'm opening something else, and whatever. And then I basically, we're all done opening gifts. Because I opened the tape deck, and I opened a CD player, and I opened other things, and then one of my gifts is another CD player. Very last, now, when we were kids, my parents would give us a big gift. Now, big either meant, actually it meant expensive. So, very last thing I opened was the board. And I was very happy with that. My father hooked it up for me. I can't remember if he didn't do it that day. I think he did it when we got back. I think we got back on the 26th. We went to Canada for Christmas. And so that's basically 1995. 96, really nothing radio related happened that was sufficient. Rob and I, like I said, I'm at the point where I'm talking to him 4 hours every Saturday night. Poor guy. Listen, he's a good guy, and if you really had a problem with it, he'd say, hey, listen, man, I really don't want you to call me anymore. But he actually, like I said, became instrumental to why I am successful the way I am today. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of people that have. My parents, Nelson, Cindy, Bob DeShane. Those guys believed in me like you wouldn't believe. Still do. I'm sure if you were to go up and approach Bob DeShane and be like, so, let me ask you something. Do you think Derek Michaud has a future in radio? He'd say, absolutely. Without a doubt. Rob Green, Cindy Campbell, those guys say it all the time. Absolutely. And again, I apologize if I'm getting anybody in trouble by mentioning their name. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. What I'm trying to do is, this is a podcast of how I got into radio. It's kind of a blabbering podcast about how I got into radio. But it's pretty much, we've been at this for an hour. That's cute. It's pretty much, this is a thank you podcast to everybody that made what's going on that you hear every day from either 3 to 6 and or midnight to 3 on Thursday mornings. Possible. All right, 1997. 1997, I find out that WHSN allows people to go on the air. And I was like, really? All right. So I called Ben Haskell, and I said, hey, Ben, Derek Michaud, wondering, I heard that there's a chance that you let people on the air from off the street. Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. If somebody wants to do a show during the summer, sure, no problem. All right, how do I get this? Well, first off, we got to find somebody to train you. I knew just the guy. I was like, listen, I called Rob up. Listen, buddy, do me a favor. Do me a big favor. Will you train me on WHSN? And he didn't hesitate. He was, yeah, I'll see what I could do. And listen, he had a family at the time. He had kids. He had a wife. And so, you understand. I understood. So he says, finally, yeah, we could do it. Let's do it Saturday mornings from 6 to 9. I'm not a morning person, but I'll tell you what, there's two things I'm going to get up for. I got to go to a bowling tournament, hypothetically, and I'm going on the radio. Or I'm going to a radio station. Well, I guess 3. If I get Bruins tickets, I got to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go. Fine, whatever. All right, Ben, so I have somebody to train me. Rob Green said he'd train me. All right, great. So, can I do my country show? No, you can't do a country show because there's already a couple country stations and there's not any top 40 stations. All right, man, no problem. I believe the very first song I played on WHSN was